New edition. Today we're going to be visiting a town in Germany called Monschau. Monschau. In French, it's Montjoie. And I just wanted to be able to welcome you back to the Travel Gene. I wanted to share a few pertinent facts about today's visit before we jump into things. Monschau is nestled in a valley in a forested region known as the Eiffel. This area is notorious historically as the site of the passage of German troops who invaded Belgium at the outset of World War II. It is the region known as the Hohes Veen, or the High Veen, because it's a mountain. And the first thing you see is when you come into the city, you're going to see that it sits nestled within a forested valley along the Ruhr River in Germany. It's a fairy tale-like place with preserved Fachwerke, or half-timbered houses, and the narrow twisting cobblestones bring you back through time until you feel like you're about 300 years in the past. It has retained its picturesque features for well over 300 years. They're quite remarkable, in fact, and such an allure attracts a large, as you might imagine, attracts a large number of visitors and tourists every year. It's considered as a health spa as well, a place where people go to recuperate and pass a pleasant weekend. A lot of restaurants, for example, with high-level cuisine. In fact, when we were there, we wanted to stop for a coffee later toward the beginning of the evening, and of course there was nothing, and all the restaurants were fully booked, as were the hotels. So it does a very good business. Okay, so as I was saying, of course, given its splendid architecture and the beauty of the site, it's no wonder that, of course, it draws many tourists. It's a tourist attraction. This is particularly true during the Weinacht Markt, or Christmas market, every year, which is well known at least throughout the region, if not the entire world. It's a beautiful, beautiful market. And you'll see some images that I took and put it into there from the Weinacht Markt, or the Christmas market. Markt, or the Christmas market. Historically, the town was a center for cloth production, and it was the Scheibler family who really brought it to prominence during the 18th century. The first thing that you're going to notice on entering the town is the impressive castle, which overlooks the town, which lies directly below it. This castle has two crenellated towers with bridges between them, wooden bridges. And it looks pretty much the same as it did during the 13th century when it was initially built. It was a fortified building, and it has a lot of passageways, and it's quite interesting. You'll be traveling through that today as I take you through there. It's currently under restoration. There's an architectural development being done, and they're restoring it and reaffirming some of the weaker areas. The castle proper, the castle itself, inside the manor, if you would, has been turned into a Jugendherberge, or a youth hostel, which I thought was a clever idea to take advantage of the building. The first official mention of Monschau occurred in 1198, and the castle changed hands many times throughout the 14th and 15th century during the I believe there were the Gulden Wars. And the French captured it finally in 1795. And of course, that was a period of Napoleon, because he captured Egypt in 1799 and they found the Rosetta Stone, for those of you who are history buffs. It was renamed, under the French, it was renamed as Montjoie. Montjoie meaning joyful mountain or the happy mountain. And it was considered to be part of the Wallonia, which is part of Belgium, the French-speaking part of Belgium, and they wanted to annex it, but it never happened. And in 1815, Kaiser Wilhelm, or the German Emperor Wilhelm II, took over Monschau and renamed it from Montjoie to Monschau. Actually, that was it was taken over. It wasn't renamed until the end of the First World War. The name changed under William II. It was in 1918, right at the following up on the Versailles Treaty at the end of World War I. And this was part of the reason of this was that people wanted to re-annex this back to Belgium as part of Wallonia. And there are German-speaking towns in Belgium, if you may or may not be aware, but it's called the Canton Redimet. Towns such as Verviers and Stavelot and Eupen are all German-speaking towns within the enclave, the German enclave of Belgium. So in 1918, William II, Emperor of Germany, renamed it as Monschau, which is the current name today. As mentioned at the outset, Monschau was a strategic position. It played a very important part during World War II, both for the invasion of the Germans during the Blitzkrieg and, of course, during the fall of the Third Reich, when the Battle of the Bulge occurred. So it was a very strategic point under General Patton when the Americans invaded Germany, and the final invasion in 1944. Okay, so some of the important buildings that you can notice as we go through this are going to be the Red House, the Schleiber Museum, or Schleiber Museum, and that was finished in 1768. And of course, as I mentioned, Schleiber was the cloth and textile manufacturer who really brought Monschau to preeminence during the 18th century. There's a coffee roasting Wilhelm Maassen, where you can see coffee still roasted today in the traditional form from that region. There's also the Felsenkeller Brauerei, where they make the beer from Fassen, or from the draft beer that they make in this particular area, which is quite good. And of course, there's the Senfmühle, which is a mustard mill where they still make the mustard today, a very special mustard and mustard sauce, which is renowned from this particular region. And finally, last but not least, there is a museum of stuffed animals. Okay, so that's a brief introduction to give you a lead into what we're going to see today. I hope you enjoy the film and put your hiking boots on. So we're in Monschau, Germany. We're taking a daily trip. This is going to be part of one long travel video. We're in Monschau, which was at one time called Montjoie. Okay, so here's Montjoie. Very, very beautiful city, as you can see. Medieval town built around which became prosperous around the 12th century. It was a center of cloth production. And one of the largest buildings in here was owned by, I think it was the Schreiber family, who were one of the leading cloth and textile manufacturers around 1750s. I'm gonna turn that thing off. Must be something. Schloss Tower, and I believe that the actual castle itself has been turned into a youth hostel. I'll verify that afterward, but to give you an idea, very spooky medieval. Moving up to the top of the castle. Crossing over with the Dark Ages, Mittelalter Jahre in German. And here you can see they're doing renovation, restructurization, and refurbishing of the castle as part of a modern reconstruction program, which is good. Re-solidifying the original. And here's a gate to one of the towers that goes up to the top and across. The archers would have been, and there's a bridge up there, a wooden bridge passage between the tops of the two towers. Stunning view of the castle itself, the entranceway on the walls, the supporting walls, and again the view from inside, a very beautiful conical tower. Inside the tower, let's see, it's circular, of course, there's not much to see, but a great view of the town, a defensive position of the town. Let's have a look out the front windows, which at one time might have been boarded up with wood or something else, so here you have a good view down to the village as a defensive position. Imbattable, unbeatable defensive position here, overlooking the town itself.
GPS signal lost.
I don't know what it is, but that's fine as well. We'll check it out since it was open. Even higher elevation. You can see this. I'm turning sideways. Not the easiest thing to film in the world, but to give you an idea from the upper elevation of the castle itself, or the higher positions, defensive position, definitely overlooked and ignored by a lot of people, is this piece of lintel, piece of stone lintel. Probably was an archway or a doorway or door support or something, with some nice engraving on it, and just happened to come by it and see it, and nobody really takes a look at it, but it looks like it's quite old. Very interesting. It's a different stone from the rest. It looks like it might have been baked brick or granite or something. Yeah, it looks like red granite. There's a nice little piece of history there. All the places, the parking places, are numbered with specific plate numbers here in Monschau because the parking is so limited. But it appears that some other people have decided to come in and park. Regard concludes our little walk around the castle, which has become a Jugendherberge, a youth hostel, and hope you enjoyed that little tour. The tour continues. Hang in there, and I'm sure you'll enjoy our walk through the town. There's lots to see and do and lots to learn about. Okay, and I hope you're enjoying this little afternoon walk on a Saturday afternoon in late August. It feels more like late November, but that's all right. We're all in a good spirit and looking forward to sharing some more adventures with you here on the Travel Gene. Burgweg, the descent into the actually from Burgweg going down into the town. You see the stairs are quite steep actually. Before we actually get one thing to be aware of is that the Ruhr River runs through here, and we're going to see some actual footage from there. A very beautiful bit of view as we walk down into the actual burg itself. Absolutely amazing. Come. Absolutely amazing view as we walk down to the berg itself. Okay, so absolutely amazing downtown. I wouldn't want to live here though because the driving is so difficult. Okay, so this is a Denkmal or Denkmuur. Unsere Gefallen der beiden Weltkriege are fallen in the two world wars. So these are people from Monschau who fought in World War I, World War II. You know, regardless of your beliefs or whatever, you know, they were people, they were human beings. They fought in a war, they died, as did so many on both sides. They were not necessarily politically active or politically attached to the National Socialist regime. They were just simple citizens who actually fought and died for a cause that they believed in. Okay, and you have to make a difference between the Waffen-SS and the German Bundeswehr, Wehrmacht. Okay, so my friends, my German friends who are visiting the channel occasionally, this is for you. Wir haben bestellt Pils, das ist ein bisschen nicht so flach, und wir haben eine Portion Pommes frites für Alexander gekauft, und ich habe noch 2 Bratwürste mit Senf auch bestellt. Das ist meine Frau.
Never really know what's going on. Look at me sometimes like all you want to do is run. Hear me out, hear me out.
patron saint, Saint Antonius. Rang 4 times with the church bells and I didn't get it. It was dinging up there. I took a picture of it though. It's beautiful, no? It's an old, very old. It gives the city time, the hours and the time. And so we're not here at Christmas. This will give you an idea of what it would be like if you were here at Christmas. Okay, this would be the Christmas market. Absolutely famous and known all over the world for its very special Christmas market with Glühwein, Getränke, and so forth. Wow. Okay, so just when you thought you were in the center, you were no longer in the center, or you were in another center of the center. So this is wonderful. I mean, small little marketplaces as we move along. Absolutely amazing. Amazing, amazing. The only words that come to mind are amazing. It's absolutely beautiful pubs, kneipen, shops, restaurants, hotels. It's nice. It's not crowded. It's not too many people here today. So we're actually enjoying this quite well. And I like the way that the stairs go up and the shapes of the buildings, the colors that have been used. Pastel colors and so forth. Very nice atmosphere. Very cool fountain in the middle of the town. Very cool fountain. A view from the Hotel Sterne, a star hotel. They give you an idea of how beautiful this place actually is. If you have a weekend that you'd like to get away and do something really special, this would be the place to come. Absolutely amazing. Again, an alternative view from the other edge of the river for you. Give you another view as we zoom out and we zoom in. This is the historische Senfmühle. This is the place where they made mustard in this town, okay? So this is the Senfmühle, the mustard production facility. Unfortunately, by the time we got here, it was closed and we weren't able to visit. So as the sun sets on Monschau, we bid a fond farewell. We bid our adieu. We'll be back again. It's an amazing little town. Very nice place to visit. You need a full day at least to visit this property. So, hope you enjoyed this visit that we spent today in Monschau, Germany. Formerly Monschau. Very historic city. Interesting place to visit. Relaxing. Lots of good food. Lots of good places to see. Just a relaxing family outing. Have a great day.